Mr. Wale. Báwo ni?
Ṣe aláfíà.
See, that's as far as I go with it.
That's as far as I can get there. I can't do no fun. I can't
I was gonna ask you.
Y'all showing off right now.
Yeah, you know. Kilo there.
I'm supposed to say the same thing. Ṣe aláfíà. Dupe.
Oh, sure.
I'm done too.
That's it. That's
You
it.
pretend that thing.
And it's swagged out with it. That's funny.
Oh, Wale, tell me, yesterday the Wireless, how was that for you performing there? What was the atmosphere like? And what was the reaction?
You know, the festival, I encourage every hip-hop artist from like the States to do a festival out of the country because it's just such a unique vibe. Like J. Cole has never been on stage for more than like 10,000, like I'll say 7,000, 6,000 people. He's never. But yesterday there was 100,000 people. You know what I'm saying? When Jay-Z was on stage and he went, you know. And I had an opportunity to do that with Mark at the BBC 2 years ago with Mark and Dame. So I think everybody should do it, man. It's something that kind of gives you a different perspective of like the appreciation for hip hop outside of the country.
Do you ever find it amazing the fact that places that you may have been before, but yet everyone still may know word for word your music, how far music travels?
I mean, it's the hip hop is the universal language now, I believe, for the youth at least. You know, you go to Russia and they can rap jigga what, jigga who, you know what I'm saying, like verbatim, you know, or they might know chillin' in Brazil somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of the things, like you said, you gotta sit back and reflect, and as an artist feel like you're blessed, like for your words that you wrote down in your BlackBerry or on a little piece of paper to be all over the world now.
Now, a song that you know a lot of people may have asked you questions about is Shades with Chris and Michelle. Now, I wanted to find out, how is it like when you play that type of song to the executives and the label? It may not be of the same.
I didn't play it for them, but I can tell you one thing. I'm gonna just leave it at this. That song was another song that was almost a casualty. You know, Center of Attention, Letter, Family Affair, Ice and Rain. Those were 4 casualties. Shades was almost the 5th one. So, you know, I guess I could say certain things without saying what that said.
I understand. Now, what was the creative process when you're making your debut album in comparison to when you're just making your mixtapes?
It's a lot more rules and a lot more casualties.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, is there anything that you'll do differently with your second album as opposed to what you've done on the first album?
Not having more casualties. That's one. 2, believe in believe in my team more. Or not, I didn't have a team before. You know, it's just me and Trey going from city to city working with this and that producers, but now, you know, I got Omega, I got Greg, I got Sam, you know what I'm saying, I got the producers from home, you know, just believe in that unit, you know, because I believe that unit believes in me and my ideas. Whereas if I sit down with this A-list or that A-B-list producer, they might say, no, this is not right. This is not what go-go sounds like, or this is not what this is supposed to sound like. You don't know, because it came from here, you know what I'm saying? It can come from here now, and it can get to the listener this time.
Right. Now, with music being a universal, you know, language, how is the UK music coming back over to the States, and are there any artists from the UK who you've been picking up on?
Well, I've been hearing about a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've obviously Dizzy, you know, he's got a pretty good following in the States, and Wale, you know, he's an incredible artist out here, and I was fortunate enough to tour him last year or 2 years, maybe like last year, a year and a half ago.
What's your take on, you must have heard Drake's album, what's your take on it? How did you feel it received?
It's a great album. I mean, obviously received well, it's going to be platinum in a week or 2. It's a great album, you know what I'm saying? Great album, great artist. He had a lot of pressure, and I think he stepped up to the plate and, you know, solidified his position.
Okay, now let's move on to something a bit more lighthearted. I know you're heavy with American football, right? So with the World Cup, like, what do you think about our country, Nigeria, and our performance?
That was really, I mean, because I watched every game, and from the time we won the gold medal in '94 to now, I mean, it's nothing really that I can say. It's one of the things that you look at and you look at every other team in the World Cup, even the teams that were losing, they still looked like a unit. It literally looked like they picked 11 or so guys and just put them on the field and put the uniforms on them and said try to score goals. They weren't passing. The passing was sloppy. The shooting was sloppy. Everybody was playing terrible. The guy, I forgot the guy's name who got the red card. I looked at the screen and we were up at that time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was just bad. I mean, and they say there's a lot of corruption going on, but there's a lot of corruption going on in the country. So why not the soccer team? That's just one of the very many things that, but, I just hope there's a better day over there in the athletic side.
And also saying that, how did you feel about the Ghana game? I was
really rooting for Ghana. I was on the plane when Ghana played. I didn't catch the Ghana game, but that was the only African country we had left. I just want any of the African countries to make it to the Final Four in the World Cup one year.
Now, on a political level, we've had now the oil spill in America, but in Nigeria, which you know, a lot of people are saying that what's happening in Nigeria is worse than what's been happening in the States because it's been going on for longer. I mean, how do you feel politically the system is in Nigeria, and what do you think we need to do?
I don't know too much about it, but I know my parents argue about it all the time. We have big family meetings, but from what I do know, there's a lot wrong with the electricity over there. There's a lot of corruption in the government and how they do all their politics over there. So it's kind of scared because I know I'm going over there soon, December. So I'm a little bit worried, because a lot of my cousins went and they like, man, when you go there, look as poor as you can look. Don't keep your Louis bags at home. And those are things that I was planning on doing regardless. But it's to hear it so much is and all I hear about is the poverty. My family's very poor over there. A lot of my family, But all I hear about is the poverty and the corruption in the government. And this is kind of scary because, you hear about it in America, about other countries, but you never hear about how messed up Nigeria is in America.
Yeah. Now, for you, what's the most enjoyable part of being a rapper? Is it the writing, the studio, the performing, the checks? What part for you is the best?
The fear of working 9 to 5, I don't have to have that anymore. Because I used to fear that as a child. There's going to be a day if I don't make it with this football thing, I'm going to have to wake up at 9 o'clock and put a suit and tie on and do the same thing every day.
You actually at university and right you dropped out. Yeah. Now, what was the reasons for why you decided to leave?
I quit football. It was because me and the coach got in an argument and it was very public in front of everybody, so there's no coming back from that.